Story 1. In the heart of the dense, foreboding woods, I found myself where the moon cast eerie shadows and the silence was broken only by the rustling of leaves. I had heard the legends of the Skinwalker, but dismissed them as mere folklore, confident in my knowledge of the forest. Little did I know, the woods held secrets beyond my wildest imagination. As the night's darkness deepened, I began to hear a distant plaintive cry, a cry that mimicked the voice of my dear friend Mark, who had gone missing in these very woods months ago. Panic gripped me, for the sound was uncannily convincing. The voice beckoned me deeper into the woods, luring me away from the safety of the path. My heart was heavy with longing, and I followed the haunting call, convinced that Mark was still alive and waiting for me. The deeper I ventured, the more twisted and sinister the forest became. The once familiar trees now loomed like grotesque phantoms, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. Unease gnawed at me, but the desperate hope of finding Mark compelled me to press on. At last, I stumbled upon a figure in the darkness, a shadowy form that bore Mark's likeness. It was Mark, or so it seemed. Tears of relief welled in my eyes as I rushed to embrace him, but as I drew nearer, a terrible realization gripped my heart. Mark's eyes were empty, devoid of the warmth I once knew. The creature, a malevolent mirage, grinned with a sinister delight before its form began to shift. In an instant, the guise of Mark dissolved into that of a nightmarish amalgamation, a creature with the features of both man and beast, its eyes glinting with a malevolence that sent shivers down my spine. It was the Skinwalker, a master of deception. It had mimicked Mark's voice to draw me into its trap, and now it reveled in my terror. With unnatural speed, it lunged at me, its claws slicing through the air like razors. My screams pierced the night as the Skinwalker's grip tightened around my throat. I fought desperately, my vision dimming as the creature's malevolent laughter echoed in my ears. In my final moments, I realized the horrifying truth. There was no escape from the depths of these cursed woods. Story 2. As I ventured deeper into the abandoned city, the weight of my curiosity bore heavily upon my shoulders. Crumbling buildings rose like forgotten sentinels, their hollow windows like vacant eyes watching my every step. The once thriving metropolis now lay in ruins, a silent testament to its former glory. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows that danced along the broken streets. My flashlight's feeble beam struggled to penetrate the inky darkness that clung to every corner. A sense of foreboding crept over me, but I pressed on. As I wandered deeper into the city's desolation, I heard it, a faint, distant sound that sent a chill down my spine. It was the voice of my friend Jessica calling my name. Panic surged through me, for I knew that Jessica was miles away, safe at home. The Skinwalker had begun its twisted game. My heart raced as I followed the ghostly voice, my footsteps echoing through the desolate streets. Each corner I turned revealed nothing but crumbling facades and shattered glass. The voice beckoned me further into the labyrinth of ruins, and I felt its malicious intent. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, a silhouette that wore Jessica's form. My pulse quickened as I hesitated, the dim light revealing her vacant eyes and an unnatural smile that sent shivers down my spine. I knew it wasn't her. With a malevolent grin, the creature's features shifted, contorting into an abhorrent fusion of man and beast. It was the Skinwalker, its eyes gleaming with a predatory hunger. I stumbled backward, my heart pounding, and fled deeper into the crumbling city. The echoing laughter of the Skinwalker pursued me, reverberating through the empty streets. It knew my every fear, my every thought, and it reveled in my terror. Desperation guided my steps, but the city's labyrinthine layout seemed designed to trap me. As the hours passed, I grew weary, and the city's darkness seemed to close in around me. I could feel the Skinwalker drawing closer, its malevolent presence almost tangible. My flashlight flickered, threatening to plunge me into total darkness. With one final burst of energy, I stumbled upon an old subway tunnel, its entrance hidden beneath a layer of debris. I scrambled inside, hoping to find sanctuary from the relentless pursuit. The tunnel swallowed me whole, and I pressed on, my breath ragged. The night wore on, and my strength waned. The Skinwalker's haunting laughter grew distant, but I knew it was still out there, waiting. The abandoned city had become my prison, and the malevolent entity was my relentless warden.